So you're home now, you made it through the night, and here you are, lying down at last in the quiet with the morning pressing at the edges of the room. Let yourself just be here for a moment. Nothing to do now, nothing left to carry. The shift is behind you, and this rest is yours. Outside, the world is starting its day. You can probably hear it or feel it, even through the walls, cars beginning to move, a bird somewhere, the light coming up gray or gold at the seam of the curtains, the whole ordinary machinery of morning turning over while you finally get to lie still. And I know how strange that can feel. Everyone else is waking up, pouring their coffee, opening their blinds to let the sun in, and you are doing the opposite. You are coming down. You are going under. You've been awake through all the dark hours that other people slept through, and now, just as the day arrives for them, the night is arriving for you. That is not a mistake. That is your night. It's only wearing the daylight's clothes. Maybe you searched for something before you lay down. Maybe you typed in how to sleep during the day, or how to sleep after a night shift, or why can't I sleep after nights, or day sleep for shift workers. Some quiet question late in your morning, hoping someone had an answer. If you did, then let me say it plainly. This is made for you, not adapted, not borrowed from some ordinary bedtime and handed to you secondhand. Made for you, for the ones who sleep against the sun. The nurses and the drivers, the security guards walking the empty buildings, the factory floors and the hospital wards and the all-night counters, the first responders, the ones who keep the world running while it sleeps. You, this next while is yours. And before we go any further, one small honest thing, said gently and then set aside. This is a calming rest session, not medical advice. If day sleep stays impossible for you night after night, or if you feel genuinely unwell, a doctor is the right person to see, not because anything is wrong with you tonight, but because you deserve real care, and I can only offer you quiet. So take that and then let it go. For right now in this room, there is nothing to solve. There is only the slow and simple work of letting yourself rest. So let's begin by being honest about how hard this is, because naming it takes some of its power away. Day sleep is harder, it genuinely is. And it is not because you're weak or doing it wrong or lacking some discipline that everyone else seems to have. It's harder because of how a human body is built. Deep inside you, somewhere behind the eyes, there is a small clock, a real one, a cluster of cells that keeps time, and for hundreds of thousands of years that clock has been set by one thing above all others: light. Light says wake, darkness says rest. Your body reads the brightness of the world and decides, without asking you, whether it is time to be alert or time to let go. And that clock inside you is not broken. I want you to really hear that, because I think some part of you may have started to wonder. Lying awake in the daylight, watching the hours slip past, feeling wrung out and wired at the same time, it's easy to start believing that something in you has failed. It hasn't. Your clock is doing exactly what a clock is supposed to do. It is keeping perfect time. The only thing is, it's keeping a different time than the sun. It's inverted, turned over. Running out of phase with the light in the window, but running true. You have taught your body to live in the dark hours, and it has learned, and now it holds a rhythm that simply doesn't match the world outside your curtains. That is not a malfunction. That is an adaptation. That is your body doing its best to serve a life that asks something unusual of it. So when the daylight makes it hard to drop off, that's not you fighting yourself. That's just the light doing what light does. In the morning, when brightness reaches your eyes, your body holds back the very thing that helps you sleep, that soft internal signal that rises in the dark and tells the whole system gently that the day is done. In the daylight, that signal stays low. Your body is, in a sense, still expecting you to be up and moving, because that's what daylight has always meant. So you lie down, and some part of you stays faintly switched on, like a light left burning in an empty room. Many shift workers know that feeling exactly. The bone tiredness and the buzz together. It can help just to understand that it's chemistry, not character. It's the oldest wiring you have, doing its ancient job at an unusual hour. And this is why the dark room matters so much, why you've drawn the curtains, why the room is dim and cool and quiet around you. You're giving your body the one signal it trusts most. You're making a small pocket of night inside the day. When the light is shut out, when the room goes cool and dim, some of that held back settling can begin to come through. It takes longer than it would at true midnight. Of course it does. You're working upstream, but it comes. A cool, dark, quiet room is you speaking to your own biology in a language it has understood since long before there were shifts, or clocks, or cities. You are telling it, it's night now. And slowly, in its own time, it starts to believe you. There's one more thing, and then we let all the explaining go. You may have come home still carrying the shift. Whatever the night held, the pace of it, the problems, the moments that asked everything of you, your body may still be running a little hot from it. There can be a kind of leftover charge in the system, the aftertone of hours spent alert and ready, and it doesn't switch off the moment you walk through the door. That's the wind down, and it's real, and it takes time. You cannot slam the brakes on a body that's spent all night moving, but you can coast. You can let it slow on its own, gradually, the charge ebbing out of you minute by minute as you lie here. That restlessness you might feel is not a sign that sleep won't come. It's just the shift, still leaving. Let it leave. It's allowed to take its time, and so are you. That's the whole of it. That's all the science we need. Your clock is sound. The daylight is only doing what daylight does. The dark room is on your side. The leftover charge will fade. There is nothing here that's wrong with you, only a body being asked to sleep uphill, doing it anyway, doing its patient best. So now you can stop holding any of it. You can stop bracing. You've earned this, and it's yours, and the only thing left is to let it happen. So let's help it happen, slowly, with the breath. Nothing forced here. You don't have to breathe in any special or difficult way. We're just going to lengthen things a little and let the out-breath grow longer than the in-breath, because that long, slow exhale is one of the body's own oldest signals to power down. When you breathe out slowly, something quiet happens underneath your awareness. The system eases, the pulse softens, the whole body is told, in its own wordless way, that it's safe to let go. You already know how to do this. Your body has been waiting for permission, so let's just give it a little room. Let your breath come in gently through the nose. Not deep, not big, just an easy breath filling you softly, and now let it go, slow, slower than it came. Let it pour out long and unhurried, all the way to the end, and pause there in the small stillness at the bottom before the next one arrives on its own. That's it again, in softly and out, long, letting the breath leave you like something set down at the end of a long walk, and rest at the bottom for a moment, and let the next breath find you. There's no need to hurry the next one. Let it come when it comes. In, quiet and small, and out, long and warm, feeling the shift leave you a little more with every exhale, a little more of the night's charge draining out into the dark of the room, gone and again, in and slowly out. Feel how the out-breath does the work. You breathe in to live, and you breathe out to rest, and right now we lean on the resting, long and low, in through the nose, soft as anything, and out longer, letting the shoulders come down as you go, letting the jaw loosen, letting the weight of your own body settle a little further into the bed beneath you. And again, in and out, and I'll stop counting them for you soon and just let your body carry the rhythm on its own, because it knows, it has always known, in and out, slow and down. Let a few more go by without me, just the long exhale over and over at your own pace, each one a little quieter than the last, each one taking a little more of the day's brightness out of you, until the breathing simply becomes something that happens to you rather than something you do. Let it become weather, let it become tide, in and out on its own while you begin to sink. Good, now let it go entirely. Stop minding the breath. It will keep on without you, it always has, and you can turn your attention now to something slower and larger. Because here, lying in this cool, dark room while the morning goes on outside without you, we're going to do something quietly powerful. We're going to turn the day around. We're going to let the bright morning become your midnight. Picture it or don't picture it, just let the idea settle over you, soft as a blanket. Out there, the world is waking. But in here, and for you, and just for now, the world is going to sleep. Imagine the light at the edges of the curtains beginning to dim, not because the sun is setting for anyone else, but because it's setting for you. Your night is beginning while theirs begins to end. And the whole restless city, the traffic, the voices, the doors, the endless daylight machinery of it, imagine all of it starting slowly to go quiet. For you, as if the day were folding itself up and putting itself away street by street, so that you could finally lie down inside the hush of it. Let the morning outside become evening in your mind. The light going amber, then gray, then soft and deep and blue, the way the world looks in the last minutes before real dark. The sounds thinning out, the engines fewer and farther between, the bright edges of everything going dim and kind. You spent all night awake in the real dark, and now here in this room you get to build a dark of your own, a private, chosen dark, cool and safe and completely yours, and lower yourself down into it the way you'd lower yourself into still, warm water. The city is dimming, the streets are emptying. One by one the lights are going out, not in alarm, not all at once, but the way lights go out in a town at the end of a long day. A window here, a window there, someone somewhere deciding it's time, and then the next one and the next. The whole bright noise of the morning settling into a low, dark quiet that belongs to you and to no one else. This is your midnight. It doesn't matter what the sun is doing. In here, it's the middle of the night, and the night is deep, and it's holding you. And as the world outside goes down, let your body begin to go down with it, slowly, region by region, nothing hurried, each part of you dimming its own lights and settling into the dark of the bed beneath you. Start at the very top of your head. Let the scalp soften. Let all the small holding go out of it, the faint tension we carry there and never notice. Let it dim, like a light going off in a high window, and let that quiet spread down across your forehead. Let the forehead go smooth and heavy and still. All night your face has been working, reading, reacting, holding an expression for the world, and now it can stop. Let it stop. Let the space between your eyebrows unknot and go dark. Let your eyes rest heavy in their sockets, no longer looking at anything, no longer needing to. Let the cheeks soften and grow heavy. Let the jaw come loose, the teeth apart, the whole lower face going slack and warm and unguarded, the way it only ever does when you are truly, deeply safe. And you are safe. The door is shut. The room is dark. The shift is over. There is nothing out there that needs you now. Let that heaviness pour down into your neck. Feel the neck let go of the head at last. It's been holding your head up through the whole long night, and now the bed will do that for it. Let it. Give the whole weight of your head to the pillow and let the neck do nothing, nothing at all. And let it spread out across your shoulders now, those shoulders that carry so much, that rise toward the ears without our ever asking them to. Let them fall. Let them come down and down, away from your ears, out toward the edges of the bed, settling, spreading, going heavy. Feel them let go of the whole night, everything they braced against, everything they lifted and steadied and held. Set it down. Let the shoulders melt into the dark. And down the arms now, that same dimming warmth, that same going quiet. Down through the upper arms heavy, through the elbows loosening, down the forearms slow, into the wrists, the hands, all the way out to the very tips of the fingers. Feel how heavy the hands become when you finally stop using them. Let them lie exactly where they are, palms soft, fingers curled or open, it doesn't matter, just let them be dropped things, warm and forgotten, too heavy to lift and no reason to. Your hands have done their work. Every one of the night's small tasks passed through them. Now they can be still. Let the stillness sink into your chest. Feel it rising and falling, slow, all on its own, the breath you already handed back to the body still moving there without you. Let the chest be soft around it. And underneath the breath, feel the low, steady work of your own heart. It beat through every hour of that shift, never once asking you to notice, and it's beating still, patient, faithful, slowing now as you slow. Let it. Let the whole front of your body go soft over it, the ribs loosening, the breath easing, everything in the chest growing quiet and warm and dim, like the last lit room in the house going dark. And the city out beyond the walls going dark along with you. Fewer sounds now, the morning almost gone, the streets nearly empty, somewhere far off the last few lights, and then those two. Down and down, the world and the body together, folding into the same deep quiet, the same kind dark. And lower still, down past the chest into the soft center of you, into the belly, where so much of the night is quietly held. Feel it there, the held breath you didn't know you were holding, the tightness that gathered somewhere below the ribs while the hours went by and you kept going. Let it loosen now. Let the belly rise and fall on its own, round and slow, unclenching by degrees, the way a hand you've held in a fist all day finally opens when no one is watching. There is nothing to brace for. Nothing is coming. Let the middle of you go soft and warm and wide, and feel the loosening sink lower down into the hips, into that deep cradle of bone that has carried you standing and walking through the whole long shift. Let the hips grow heavy and give their weight to the bed. Feel them widen, settle, let go of the ground they no longer have to hold you up against. You are not standing now. You are not going anywhere. Every muscle that kept you upright through the night can finally rest. And down the legs, slow as warm water finding its level. Down through the long muscles of the thighs, heavy, so heavy, sinking, the great tired engines that carried you room to room, hour to hour, mile to mile, and never once complained. Let them soften. Let them spread and go still. Down past the knees, unlocking, loosening, all the small ache of the night draining downward and out. Down through the calves, warm and dim and heavy, down into the ankles and into the feet, those patient feet that stood for you the whole shift, that took the weight of the entire night without a word. Feel them at last set free of the floor. Let them fall open, soft and warm and done. And feel, if you can, the whole long weight of your body now, from the crown of your head all the way to the soles of your feet, one single heaviness, poured out and given over, held completely by what lies beneath you. You do not have to hold any part of yourself up, not one part. The bed has all of it now. Let it. And out there beyond the wall, the morning goes on without you, and that is exactly as it should be. Somewhere the light is climbing. Somewhere the day is filling up with all its noise and hurry, the traffic thickening, the phones beginning to ring, the long, ordinary machinery of the waking world grinding into motion. Let it. None of it is yours right now. You have stepped out of that river. You did your turning of the world through the dark hours, when the rest of them were sleeping, and now they take their turn, and you take yours, this deep, bright, shuttered rest that they will never know they owe you. Let them have the day. You have the quiet. You have the cool, dark room and the long, unhurried hours of your own good night, laid out for you here in the middle of everyone else's afternoon. And that is not strange, and it is not wrong. It is only your clock, keeping its own steady time, turned the other way to the sun. There is nothing broken in you. There is only a body doing its patient best to rest when rest is offered, and rest is offered now. So let the whole of you go one shade heavier, one shade warmer, 1 degree deeper into the dark. Let me carry the words for a while, and you needn't follow them closely. Let them wash over you like something half heard through a wall, a voice in another room, meaning nothing you have to hold. There is nothing to understand. There is nothing to do. Only this slow sinking, only this warmth, only the good weight of a body that has earned its stillness settling further and further into the quiet. Think, if the thought comes softly, of how the warmth is pooling in you now, not a bright heat, nothing that stirs you, but the low, even warmth of a stone that has lain in the last of the day's sun and gives it back slowly through the evening. That is the warmth in your hands now, in your belly, in the long muscles of your legs. It rises up through you from the bed, and it holds you the way warm water holds a swimmer who has stopped swimming, who has turned onto their back and simply let the water take them. You are held like that. You are floating in your own warmth and your own weight at once, and the two of them together are pulling you gently, endlessly down. And the dark is doing its quiet work all the while. This is what the dark is for. Behind the blackout, in the cool, still air of this shut room, your body is finally getting the one signal it has been starving for all through the bright hours. Dark, it says, real dark, the kind the body trusts. And something deep and old in you believes it. Something older than words, older than shifts and clocks and the whole invented business of the day, is turning toward this darkness the way a plant turns toward light, unfolding into it, letting down its guard at last. You don't have to make that happen. It is already happening, slow and sure and entirely on its own, in the deep machinery beneath your noticing. The chemistry of sleep, held off so long by the daylight, is gathering now in the friendly dark. Rising like a tide you can't see but can feel, a heaviness behind the eyes, a thickening of the quiet, a softening at the edges of every thought. Let it rise. You do not have to reach for sleep. You only have to stop holding the shore. Let go of the shore and let the tide come in, and let it lift you off the sand and carry you out, slow and dark and easy. Out past the small sounds of the room. Out past the last thin thread of the morning at the window's edge. Out past the whole bright clamoring day until it is only a distant shine on a surface far above you, and you are down here in the deep cool quiet where the light never reaches and never needs to. Down where it is calm. Down where it is dim and vast and kind. There is so much room down here. There is nothing sharp, nothing sudden, nothing that needs answering. Only the slow dark, and your slow breath moving through it, and the great soft weight of you drifting further from the surface with every breath, in no hurry, on your way to nowhere, going down. And notice, if you can still notice anything, and it's just as well if you can't, how the thoughts themselves are slowing now. How the words in your head, the leftover words of the shift, the little unfinished sentences the night pressed into you, are coming further and further apart. There was so much noise in there when you first lay down, so much still running. That's the way of it after a long shift. The mind keeps working the floor long after the body has clocked out, still checking, still bracing, still half expecting to be needed. But listen, no one is calling you now. Nothing is beeping, nothing is waiting, no one is at the door. The part of you that stayed ready all night can finally believe that the readiness is over. You can set it down. Set down the listening. Set down the watching. Set down the low, steady hum of being on, of being counted on, that you have carried so long you'd half forgotten it was there. Feel how much lighter you are the moment you put it down. Feel the quiet that rushes in to fill the space where all that vigilance used to be. And in that quiet, let the last of the shift drain out of you. Whatever it was tonight, the hard hour, the thing that went wrong, the face you can't stop seeing, the words you wish you'd said or wish you hadn't, let it loosen its grip. You don't have to solve it now. You don't have to carry it into your sleep. Whatever it is, it will keep until you wake, and you will meet it then with a rested mind, which is the only way it was ever going to be met well. For now, just let it go slack in your hands like a rope you've been hauling on for hours. Let it slip, coil by coil, down into the dark, where it can wait for you, patient, harmless, far away. The shift is over. It let go of the world when you walked out the door. Now let it finish letting go of you. Somewhere out past the walls, a bird is singing the full bright morning, and it is nothing to do with you. Let it sing for the ones who are rising. For you it is the sound at the far end of the day, the last small sound before the quiet closes over the way. For someone falling asleep at a decent midnight, there might be one late car passing in the street, one dog, one door, and then nothing. That bird is your late car passing. That thin gold line at the curtain's edge is your last streetlight going out. The world has it backwards, and you have it right, and there is no one to explain that to and no need to. Turn your back on the morning the way you would turn away from a lamp left on in the hall, and face the dark side of the room, the deep side, the side where sleep is, and let it take you. Down through another layer now, down softer. Feel the bed beneath you not as a surface anymore, but as something you are sinking into, something giving way around the shape of you, cradling the back of your head and the length of your spine and the backs of your legs, and holding all of it, gently, completely, the way the earth holds a seed that has stopped struggling upward for the winter and simply rests in the ground, buried and warm and waiting, asking nothing, needing nothing, growing quietly in the dark without any effort at all. That is where you are now. Planted in the warm dark, held on every side, nothing to do but rest and let the deep, slow work go on without you. And the breath still there, still moving, slower now than when we began. Have you noticed how much slower? You didn't slow it. It slowed itself, the moment you stopped watching it, the moment you trusted it to carry on. That is what the whole body wants to do if you will only let it, slow and slow and slow and sink. The breath knows the way down. It has always known. Let it lead, and you follow, loose and heavy behind it, one long, easy breath after another, each one a little deeper than the last, each one setting you down a little further into the warm and the dark and the quiet. There is nowhere you have to be. This is the truest thing, and let it settle all the way through you. There is nowhere you have to be and nothing you have to do for hours and hours and hours. The whole span of the day is yours to sleep across. You are not stealing this rest. You are not late for it, and you cannot be late for it. It is not borrowed against tomorrow. It is simply your night, arriving in its own good time, keeping its own faithful hours. So there is no reason to hurry down and no reason to hold on up here. You can take all the slow time in the world. You can drift as gently as you like. You can let one breath last as small forever, and the next one too, sinking a little with each, in no hurry, going nowhere, coming home. Let the warmth climb a little higher now, up through the small of your back where the long day's standing gathers, and feel it ease, feel the whole low spine let go and lengthen and grow heavy. Let it spread up along the back, between the shoulder blades, into that place we so rarely reach, the place that has been quietly braced against the world for longer than you know, and let it soften. Let the back give itself entirely to the bed. Feel how the body, when it finally stops holding its own shape against gravity, becomes so much heavier and so much lighter at the very same time, heavy as the weight pours down and out of it, light as everything it was carrying lifts away. Both at once, sinking and floating, poured out and set free. Let it be both. Let it be exactly what it is, and let it go on becoming more so, deeper and warmer and further down, with nothing from you but your quiet consent. And out there the morning brightens toward noon, and here it does not reach you, and it does not matter, and you are already so far below it. So far down into your own good dark. The room around you cool, the air still, the light shut out and held out, and inside all of it you safe and heavy and warm and slipping lower, breath by slow breath, into the long deep quiet of a rest that no daylight can follow you into. The day can have the world. You have this. You have earned this, every hour of it, and it is yours, and no one can call you up out of it. Stay down, stay heavy, stay here in the warm dark where the night you were owed is waiting, wide and slow and kind, and let it close softly over you now, the way water closes over a stone that has finally stopped falling and come to rest, at last, on the deep and quiet floor. And the sounds of the waking world go on without you now. Somewhere far up above the surface you have sunk beneath. A car passing on the wet street, the long soft hiss of its tires thinning out before it has fully arrived. A door somewhere in the building opening and closing, someone stepping out into their morning, their day just beginning as yours lets go, the first thin thread of a bird at the far edge of the glass. And none of it is for you. None of it is asking anything of you at all. Let each small sound arrive already softened, already half a memory by the time it reaches this depth, rounded, distant, stripped of all its edges, more like weather than like noise. The day is out there making its small busy music, and you are far below it, and the whole bright clatter of it has become, from down here, a kind of lullaby, a far tide moving in and out against a shore you have already drifted away from. Let them go, those sounds. You do not have to follow a single one of them anywhere. They rise and they thin, and they dissolve back into the soft grey hum that holds up under everything, The hum of the sleeping room, the hum beneath the hum, the sound the quiet makes when you finally stop listening for anything inside it. And that sound has no words in it and asks no questions of you and means only this: you are here and you are held, and there is nothing now but the slow going down. Feel how the room has drawn itself in close around you, like something folding gently over what it means to keep. The walls near, the ceiling low and kind, the corners full of soft, unbothered dark. This small space you have made, sealed against the morning, cool and dim and still, it is not empty, it is full. Full of quiet, full of dark, full of the particular safety of a place where nothing is expected of you and nothing can reach in. A blacked-out room in the middle of a bright day is one of the few truly private things a person can still have. A pocket of night that you carried home and pulled closed around yourself, and that no clock out there is allowed inside of. You are not hiding in it. You are resting in it. You made it, and it is doing exactly what you built it to do, and you can let it do all the work of keeping the day out, so that you have nothing left to keep out yourself. And beneath you, the bed goes on holding you up without the smallest effort, the way it will hold you for as long as you lie here. Notice that you are not lying on it so much as you are settled into it now, that somewhere in the last long while the line between where you end and where the bed begins has gone soft and uncertain, and you cannot quite feel it anymore, and you do not need to. Let it blur further. Let the weight of you pour down into whatever is beneath you and be met there, fully, matched pound for pound, so that you are not falling and not held up, but simply resting in the exact place where your whole weight and the whole quiet strength of the bed come to their easy agreement. Nothing to brace, nothing to balance. The floor of the world is right there underneath you, and it is not going anywhere. And you can lay the entire weight of your body and the entire weight of your night down onto it and trust it to carry all of it, without you lifting a thing. And the hours ahead of you, feel how they have begun to lose their shape. Up in the daylight, hours are sharp things, cut into by bells and shifts and the small hard edges of when things have to happen. But down here the hours have gone soft. They are pooling. They are running together like something warm poured slowly into something warmer, no line between this one and the next, no seam where one ends and another starts. There is no next hour waiting to be gotten to. There is only this long, wide, unbroken stretch of time with nothing scored into it, opening out ahead of you like still dark water with no far bank in sight. You could not use it up if you tried. You do not have to try. Let the very idea of the hours loosen and drift apart, so there is no counting left in you, no measuring, no quiet arithmetic of how much sleep is left or how much has already gone. Only the long soft now, going on and on and on, with all the time inside it there could ever be. And somewhere in you a light is turning down, not going out, turning down. Think of a lamp with its wick drawn slowly, slowly lower, the flame shrinking without ever guttering, the whole warm circle of its light pulling gently in toward the center, dimming, softening, settling into a low, steady glow that asks for almost nothing to keep burning. That is what is happening in you now. The bright, hard alertness the shift left in you, that lit, wired, watchful thing that came home still switched on, it is not being snuffed out. It is only being turned down, notch by patient notch, dimming toward the low, warm ember it was always going to become once you stopped feeding it. You do not have to turn it down yourself. You only have to stop turning it up. Stop reaching for the tasks that are finished. Stop scanning the dark for the next thing that needs you. There is no next thing. The watch is over. Someone else has the world now. And the light in you can go low and lower still, down to that faint, kind glow that is just enough to sleep by and no more. Let the body become that single dim and even warmth. Not a map of separate parts anymore, not a back and a pair of legs and two heavy arms and a face, but one field, one low continuous field of warmth and weight, glowing faintly all the way through, the same soft heat in the crown of your head as in the soles of your feet, the same slow heaviness everywhere at once. Feel the edges of you go indistinct. Feel where your hand rests grow vague and warm and far away, and your feet grow vague and warm and far away, and the whole outline of your body soften at its rim like breath on cold glass, spreading, blurring, until you are less a shape lying in the dark than a warmth suspended in it. A low, even glowing quiet, breathing slowly, holding nothing, needing nothing, dissolving very gently at all its edges into the dark that surrounds it, and is the same temperature as it, and asks it for nothing. And the dark itself, let yourself feel how kind it is, not empty, not a nothing you have to fill or fear. The dark behind your closed eyes is soft and close and full-bodied, like heavy velvet laid gently down over everything, like a broad warm hand resting without weight across your eyes and brow, asking them to stop their looking. Your eyes have looked at so much. All night they searched and checked and read and watched, under hard lights, at whatever needed watching. Let them be done. Let them sink back a little into your face and go still beneath their lids, unfocused, unaimed, pointed at nothing, resting in the soft dark the way the rest of you rests in the soft bed. There is nothing to see. There is nothing you are missing by not seeing it. Let the dark do for your eyes what the bed does for your body, meet them, hold them, take their weight, and let them at last stop working. And if a thought drifts up, and one may, even now, the mind after a long shift does not always know the watch is over, let it come, and let it go without going with it. Picture the thoughts as slow flakes of snow settling through still air in a place where no wind reaches. One drifts down, you notice it, you do not catch it. You let it settle, soundless, and lie where it lands, and go quiet, and be covered by the next, and the next, thought after thought drifting down and settling, and going white and still and silent under all the ones that follow, until the whole floor of your mind lies smooth and deep and unbroken under soft fallen quiet, and the drifting slows and thins, and the air goes clear, and nothing more comes down. You do not have to clear your mind. You could not sweep it clean if you tried, and the trying would only stir it. You only have to let each thought land softly and lie still and be buried, gently, under the slow white silence coming down over all of it. The out-breath still leaving you, longer than the one that came before it, though you are no longer guiding it now, it guides itself, it has taken over the work, and it goes on setting you down without you tending it at all. There is nothing left for you to do. That is worth resting in for a moment, here at the bottom of the day. There is nothing left for you to do, not one thing. The doing is done. The shift is behind you, every hour of it, and you carried it, and you set it down at the door, and it is not yours to hold anymore. The night's work has left your hands. Feel your hands. Feel how open they have gone, how uncurled, palms soft, fingers loose and slightly parted, holding nothing, gripping nothing, the last of the days holding finally emptied out of them and gone. Down and further down, the way the light thins as you go deeper into still water, the surface far above now, a pale far ceiling of brightness you can no longer quite make out, and around you the good, cool weight of the depths, the pressure of all that quiet gently even on every side of you, holding you from everywhere at once, so there is no up to swim toward and no reason to, just the slow sinking. Just the going down through cooler, darker, quieter, softer, each layer more still than the one above it, and you passing down through them without effort, without fear, without any push at all, heavier than the water and glad of it. Sinking the way sinking is the most natural thing in the world for a body that has finally stopped holding itself up. And the far tide of the day goes on, up there, in and out, smaller now, softer now, further off with every breath, and it does not reach you, and it is beginning already not to matter whether it ever does. Rest here, in the low warm glow of the turned-down light, in the soft, fallen quiet where no more thoughts are coming, in the close kind dark and the deep-held weight and the long unmeasured hours pooling warm around you with no edges anywhere. Your body one dim and even field, breathing slowly, sinking slowly, letting go of its outline into the dark that is the same warmth as it is. Nothing to keep out, nothing to hold up, nothing to do, nothing to see, nothing left in your open hands. The breath going out and the space after it growing, a little longer now, a little wider, a little quieter each time. And the tide far off, going and gone. Somewhere out past the wall the day is going on without you, and you can just hear the far soft grain of it, the low steady sound the waking world makes when it does not know that anyone is listening. A car somewhere, going somewhere, its sound rising and thinning and gone before it ever quite arrives. A door, far off, opening and closing on a morning that is not yours to be awake in. A bird starting up somewhere in all that brightness, and another one answering it, small and clear and belonging entirely to the light, to that other country up there where people are pouring the first cup and pulling back the very curtains you have so carefully drawn closed. Let those sounds be. You do not have to shut them out. They are not coming for you. Each one lifts somewhere out in the brightness and loosens and lets go, the way dust settles through a still room when no one is moving in it, and not a single one of them has any claim on you now. Not one of them is yours to answer. Not one of them needs a thing from you at all. And it is strange, and it is kind, how the sounds of the day from in here, from down here, are not sharp anymore. They come through the dark to you already softened, already worn smooth, gentled by all that distance and all that quiet between, so that a sound that would once have pulled you upright, that would have meant a call, a task, a name being spoken, another hour of the shift beginning, reaches you now as nothing more than a far low texture in the warm dark, a distant weather happening to someone else, a long way up and a long way off. You can let each one land and dissolve. You can let the whole soft murmur of the waking world go on being there, at the very edge of hearing, without ever once tipping over into meaning. It is only the day, breathing. It is only the light, going about its business. It is only the morning being morning, up there, without you, while down here it has quietly and completely become your night. And now, so slowly you can barely feel it beginning, a warmth is gathering in you. Not a heat that does anything, not a heat you have to notice or tend. Only the low, even, banked warmth of a body that has finally stopped spending itself. A warmth that has been there all along under everything and is only now, in all this stillness, coming up to the surface of you to be felt. It pools first in the deep center of you, low and slow, the way warmth stays in the stone of a hearth long after the fire has burned down to nothing, the way a room holds the heat of the whole long day in it after the sun has gone. And from that low center it spreads, unhurried, with no edge to it, out along the length of you, into the heavy slopes of your legs, into the wide soft weight of your back where it meets the bed, up through the loosened cave of your chest, out to the ends of you, until you are one long low ember of warmth held in the cool of the dark room, and the coolness of the room and the warmth of the body are not fighting each other at all. They are meeting, gently, all along your skin. The cool air laid over the warm weight of you like something drawn up to your chin, so that every place they touch is a place that says, without words, you can stay, you can stay, you can stay. There is nowhere you have to be. Let that be true for a moment, all the way down. There is nowhere you have to be, and no hour you have to keep, and nothing set to begin. Out there in the light, the day is full of edges, the hour, the next hour, the thing at 9 and the thing at noon, the small bright teeth of the clock biting the morning into pieces for everyone who has to be awake in it. But not for you, not now. Down here the hours have no edges at all. They have gone soft and run together and pooled, warm and wide and unmeasured, into one long undivided quiet with no marks on it anywhere, no numbers, no chime, no line where one part of it ends and the next begins. You do not have to count anything. You do not have to keep track of a single thing. Time, which has driven you all night, which has stood over every task with its hard, bright face, has finally, here, let go of you, has set down its counting and gone quiet, and spread out flat and boundless as still air, and you are simply resting somewhere inside it, held in the middle of hours that ask nothing, that measure nothing, that only go on being warm and dark and yours. And you notice, or you do not even notice, it is gentler than noticing that the breath has gone on all this while, low and slow, and entirely without you. You are not breathing anymore so much as being breathed softly by something older and surer than your effort, something that knew how to do this long before you were ever asked to think about it. The out-breath goes long and unforced, and there is that widening quiet after it where nothing needs to happen, and then the in-breath arrives on its own, small and easy, taking only what it needs and no more. And it asks nothing of you, and you give it nothing, and still it comes and goes, the one slow tide left in you that never had to be told, keeping you without your keeping, carrying you without your carrying, so faithful and so quiet that you can let your attention rest on it the way you would rest a hand on the warm flank of a sleeping animal, just feeling it rise and fall and rise and fall, and asking it for nothing, and being, in return, asked for nothing at all. Let your face be soft. All this long night your face has been the front of you, the part turned out toward everything, the part that answered and reassured and held itself steady no matter what came, the small held muscles around the eyes, the set of the jaw, the careful arrangement you wear so that the world sees someone managing. Let all of that go now. There is no one here to arrange it for. Let the brows smooth and go blank and heavy. Let the space between your eyebrows unknot and lie flat. Let the eyes rest deep and still and unmoving behind their closed lids, no longer searching, no longer scanning, sunk back into the soft dark of the head where nothing needs to be watched. Let the jaw loosen until the teeth come apart and the tongue lies soft and low in the mouth. Let the cheeks go slack, the lips just barely parted, the whole front of your face setting down the long shift of holding an expression, going quiet and slack and true, the face of someone who has finally, completely, stopped being looked at. And the dark you are lying in, feel how whole it is. You made this. Before you lay down you drew it closed against the morning, corner by corner, and now it holds all the way around you, unbroken, a soft close dark with no bright edge left in it anywhere, a dark you can feel on your open eyelids and on the backs of your hands and along your throat like something cool and kind laid gently over the whole surface of you. It is not an empty dark, it is a full one. It is the dark of a room that is doing exactly what you need it to do, standing guard over your sleep while the day roars soundlessly past outside, keeping the light off you, keeping the hours off you, holding a small pooled midnight in the middle of the afternoon that belongs to no one in the world but you. You are not shut out of the day in here. You are shut in with your rest. There is a difference, and your body knows it, and it is beginning, all through its weight, to trust it. Let a single lamp, somewhere far off inside you, go out, and then, a long moment later, another. That is all this is now, a slow-going dark, room by room, the way a great house settles at the end of its day. One warm light at a time clicking softly off down a long hall, no hurry to it, no hand hurrying it, each small darkness making the next one easier, until only one low lamp is left burning somewhere deep in the back of you, turned down as far as it will go, and even that one is dimming softly on its own, with nothing left for it to light. You do not have to put them out. They are going out by themselves, the way a house that has held people all day lets them go one by one into sleep and stands quiet over them, keeping watch, holding the dark steady, asking nothing more of anyone under its roof. And the weight, feel how the weight has changed, how it is no longer something pressing down on you, but something you have sunk down into, something that has closed warm and even over you from every side. You are not being held to the bed now, you are being held by it, cradled in the long, soft give of it, every part of you supported so completely, so evenly, that there is no single place left that has to hold any other place up. The head does not hold up the neck. The neck does not hold up the shoulders. Nothing is bracing anything. The whole scaffolding of you, the whole standing frame that carried you through every hour on your feet, has been let all the way down onto something that will not let you fall, and it has stopped bracing, all at once and all over, the way a thing stops holding its shape once it is finally fully set down. And what is left, lying here, is not a body doing the work of lying still. It is just a warm, heavy quiet in the shape of you, breathing slowly, going nowhere, wanting nothing, sinking by the smallest degrees into a rest that has been waiting for you the whole long night and is in no hurry now that you have come. Softer now, let it go softer now. The sentences in you can grow shorter and the space between them wider, and there is no thought you have to finish, no picture you have to hold, no thread you have to follow to its end. If a word drifts up, let it drift back down. If an image forms in the dark, let it soften and lose its edges and pour away into the general warmth, unremarked, unheld, gone before you ever quite arrived at it. The mind is not for using now. It has been used all night, and used well, and it is allowed at last to go dim and slow and formless, to stop making things, to stop meaning things, to lie as quiet and unlit as the rest of you, a soft blank warmth with nothing moving across it, a dark field under a dark sky with no lights left on in it and none needed. And still, underneath all of it, so far down now you feel it more than hear it, the breath keeps its slow, faithful time, going out, long and low, and the widening hush after, and the easy turn and coming back, going out and coming back. A small warm rhythm rocking in the deep of you, unminded, untended, the last quiet motion in a body gone almost entirely still, and even it is slowing, softening, spacing itself wider, leaning further into the long pause each time, in no hurry to return, content to let the stillness stretch. There is nothing you are waiting for. Notice that gently, if you can still notice anything at all. You are not waiting for sleep. You are not lying here listening for it to come, the way you might have on some other day, tense against the light, counting the minutes it was taking, making it harder by wanting it so hard. That is over. You have stopped reaching for it. You have let yourself down instead into this warm, unmeasured dark and simply stopped, and sleep is not something out ahead of you now that you have to catch. It is the very thing you are already sinking through, the water you are already deep inside of, rising slowly up around you from below while you let it, closing warm and soundless over the last dim lamp of your attention. You do not have to find it. It has already found you. It has been rising in you this whole long while, and all that is left is to let it come the rest of the way up, without a hand raised to hurry it or hold it off, without a single thing asked of you, without one more thing to do. Let the far world go on without you. Let the light stay outside the wall where it belongs. Let the hours pool warm and edgeless around your resting weight. Let the breath keep its own slow time in the deep. Let the last low lamp burn down to nothing in the back of the quiet house. Let your open hands lie empty. Let your soft face be unwatched. Let the whole heavy field of you sink, by the smallest and gentlest of degrees, further and further down into the warm dark that is the same temperature as you are, the dark that has no edge and asks no question and keeps no time and wants you only to stay. And you can stay as long as the long day lasts. There is nowhere to be and no one to answer and nothing to keep and no hour to mind. Only this, the warmth and the weight and the dark and the slow breath rocking lower and lower, and the fast soft murmur of the morning going on and on out past the wall, smaller now and softer now and further off with every slow and lengthening breath, going and quiet and further still. And that is all, nothing more than that. The fast soft murmur going on out past the wall, meaning nothing you have to answer, asking nothing you have to give. Somewhere out there the morning is doing what mornings do, the light climbing the sides of the buildings, the streets filling, the day getting louder and brighter and busier without you, all of it happening at a great warm distance, on the other side of the dark, in a world you have already stepped down out of. And here, on this side of the wall, in the blacked out quiet that is yours, there is only the low, even weather of your own slow breath, and the heavy, warm, settled fact of your body in the bed, and the dark laid soft over all of it like a hand that means you well. Let the morning have the morning. It does not need you in it. It will go on being bright and busy and loud whether you are awake to mind it or not, and you are not. You are down here in the cool and the dim, in the 1 hour of the whole turning day that belongs entirely to you, and you have set everything else down at the door, the shift, the noise of it, the long fluorescent hours, the last thing someone said, the thing you meant to do, the small worry you carried home still humming under your ribs. You do not have to carry any of it now. You could not hold it now if you tried. Your hands have gone too heavy and too open to hold anything at all, and that is exactly right. That is the whole of what this hour asks, that you hold nothing and let it hold you instead. So let the bed hold the whole weight of you, all the way through, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, every ounce given over, nothing kept back, nothing bracing, nothing raised. The bed can take it. It has been taking it this whole long while, patient and level and warm beneath you, and it does not tire and it does not ask, and it will go on holding you steady for as long as the long day lasts. You are not falling. You are only sinking, slow and safe and supported, the way a stone sinks through still water, unhurried, sure, going down because down is where the quiet is, and the quiet is where you are going. Down past the last of the thinking, down past the words, even these, even mine, which are growing further off now, softer now, more like weather than like speech. You do not have to follow them. You do not have to keep the thread. If the sense of them loosens and comes apart and drifts, let it drift. You are not here for the meaning of the words anymore. You are here for the low, warm sound of them going by, and even that you may let go of whenever you like, the way you let go of the light, the way you let go of the day. Breathing still down in the deep of you, still going out long and slow and low, still the wide soft hush after, still the easy unhurried turn and the quiet coming back. You do not have to mind it. It does not need you to mind it. It has kept its own time your whole life long without a single thought from you, through every night and every day, through every hard shift and every hour of this one, and it will keep it now, faithful and slow, rocking you gently lower while the rest of you goes still around it. Out, and the long pause, and back, out, and wider now, and back, slower each time, spacing itself, leaning further into the warm dark between. There is so much dark to lean into. It has no floor and no far wall. It goes down and down, soft and even and endless, the same warm temperature as your own resting skin, so that you can no longer quite feel where the edge of you stops and the dark begins. Your body and the dark are becoming one warm, quiet field, one heavy, settled thing, breathing slowly in the middle of a great, soundless calm. And even that feeling is thinning now, growing dim and far and soft at the edges, the way a room grows dim when the last low lamp burns down. Let it burn down. You do not need the light anymore. You have somewhere warmer to be than the light. Let it sink to a low amber glow, and then to a dull red ember, and then to the last faint warmth with no glow left in it at all, and then to nothing, to the clean, simple dark that was always underneath it, waiting, patient, kind. There is nothing frightening in that dark. It is the oldest and safest dark there is. It is the dark behind your own closed eyes, the dark of the blacked-out room that is keeping the whole bright morning off you, the dark that every tired body has sunk down into since the first tired body that ever was. And it is yours, and it wants nothing from you, and it will keep you soft and hidden and unbothered for as long as you rest in it. So rest in it, that is all. That is the last and only thing. Rest here in the warm dark that is yours, with the far world going on without you and the near quiet holding you close, with the breath rocking slow in the deep and the weight settling further down and the light shut safe outside the wall where it belongs. You have made it home. You have made it through the whole long night and all the way home and all the way down, and there is nothing left out ahead of you now that you have to reach. No more hours to get through, no more noise to stand under, no more standing at all. Only this, only the down and the dark and the warm and the slow. Let the far murmur go on softening. It is very small now, very far, a low blur of morning at the edge of a great deep hush, and it is getting smaller with every slow and lengthening breath, folding down and down like something being tucked gently away. You do not have to listen for it. Let it go. Let it thin out to almost nothing. Let it become part of the quiet. And let me go soft too now. Let my voice thin down and slow and drop lower until it is barely a warmth in the dark, barely a hand resting light on the edge of your rest. You do not need it to hold on to anymore. You have the dark. You have the weight. You have the slow breath keeping its own time in the deep. You have everything you need, and it is all quiet, and it is all warm, and it is all yours. Sinking still, slower still, each breath a little further down than the one before, a little softer, a little more spaced, until the breaths are only a slow warm tide in a body gone entirely still, coming and going far below the reach of any thought. Out and the long warm pause, and slowly back. There is nothing to do here, there is nothing to hold, there is nothing to wait for and no one to answer and no hour to mind, only the down and the warm and the dark and the slow. Let it take you the rest of the way. It knows the way. It has been carrying you toward this the whole long while, and all that is left is to let the last small light go and stay and sink and be carried. You are safe, you are warm, you are heavy and held and hidden and home. The morning is a great soft distance off, on the far side of the wall, and it does not need you, and you are not in it. You are down here, in the quiet that is yours, going the last of the way down. Down, and warm, and quiet, and further still. Let the breath go where it wants. Let the weight go all the way through. Let the dark be dark. Let the far world be far. There is nothing else. There is only this soft, settled sinking, this slow, warm going down, this last long letting go. Nothing to reach for, or nothing to keep. Nothing to do but stay and sink and rest. Rest now. The morning will keep itself. The dark is holding you. Let the breath rock low and slow and low. And let yourself go all the way down into it now. Down, warm, and gone. Rest, rest, all the way down. And stay. Quiet now. Quiet and warm and downs. There is only the dark now and the warmth and the slow far breath, and it is enough, and it is yours, and it will keep. Nothing more is asked. Nothing more at all. Just this. Just the down. Just the warm. Just the dark holding you soft and close and long. Sleep now. Sleep and stay, and let the day go by without you. Down, and quiet, and gone.